But at any rate, I do love jumping on trails. I know, Patty, you're a big fan of the Bob Jones Trail.
Yeah, so there's a cool one out by my house. And of course, I do like to hike up Bishops or Madonna when I have a chance. I take Madonna over Bishops. Bishops is a little more rigorous.
Yeah,
but
those are mountains in San Luis Obispo, literally in the city of San Luis
right
Obispo.
here by us.
Yeah.
We're very fortunate that way.
And throughout the state, there's just so many incredible trails, but they need to be maintained. And then there are new trails that are always going in. We have a stretch of coastal land that is in the process of being purchased that would expand Montana de Oro or Montaña de Oro State Park to become the largest state park in the state. And they want to build a trail that would go all the way through there. Well, that has, it just doesn't happen for free.
No.
Laura Cohen joins us. She's with Rails to Trails Conservancy, and she's here to explain a little bit about the complications when it comes to financing. Laura, thank you for joining us today.
Sure, nice to be here.
Yeah, and a happy Memorial Day weekend to you as well. So,
thank you, and to you.
Well, when I spoke with you on the phone earlier this week, we were discussing this one form of federal grant money, I guess it is, that the state of California may decline, but it's a little more complicated than that. Can you explain it for us?
Sure. The program that's at stake in California right now is called the Recreational Trails Program. And as you indicated, it was a creation of Congress, so it's a federally created program. It's been around for 20 years. It's been a huge benefit to California. Every state gets a share of the funds, and California gets somewhere around $6 to $8 million a year, and with that money, we've been able to fund over 400 trail projects in California, and from one end of the state to the other, from Shasta to San Diego, and everywhere in between. And but here's the predicament is that last year in Congress, when it renewed this program, it gave every governor the right to unilaterally opt out of that program, basically cancel it and move the money into a different program without any legislative input.
Oh, that was going to be my question. Why would you ever want to opt out of getting $6 to $8 million? But now that you're saying this, it's starting to become clear. So that money could be moved.
That's right. It could be moved into another program, and that's part of how it came up in California. The Governor Brown's administration has kind of a consolidation proposal that's pending to consolidate a number of programs that fund different kinds of biking and walking and trails projects. And there's some. There's some good ideas in there, but what it doesn't recognize is that if you try to kind of mash all these programs together, it's a little bit like putting a round block in a square hole. They don't all fit together. They fund some different things, some really unique, important things. And he's proposing kind of an active transportation theme, but the recreational trails projects won't fare very well in that kind of a program, and so he's basically wanting to cancel that program and merge the money into something else. And we feel like there's a need for all kinds of trails, more transportation trails, more recreational trails, and Californians and our tourist visitors love their trails, and in fact. Recreational activity on trails is the number one most popular recreational activity in California. So we need to take care of our trails.
Does Rails to Trails Conservancy, do you all have some sort of an alternative plan that you would say, hey, Governor Brown, this might make more sense? Do or are you saying keep it the same, or what's your idea for kind of resolving this?
Right. We have been working closely with the administration for a few months. So our first message is don't opt out of this program. We want to retain this program, and we are interested in working with the administration to form their active transportation program as well. But you don't need to sacrifice the recreational trails program in order to do that. And a lot of projects would lose out. They'd basically kind of be orphaned if the program was canceled and have nowhere to go. And, we're talking about some really spectacular trails, Monterey Bay Coastal Trail, the Mount Shasta Gateway Trail, many wonderful projects that millions of visitors use every year. Don't realize that if this program gets canceled, projects like that won't get built anymore, or they won't be maintained and open to the public.
Yeah, Laura, that's what I was going to ask you. Because trails come in all shapes and sizes. Sometimes they're small municipal trails. A city might put in, a little stretch. Like here in San Luis Obispo, we have that Madonna bike path. It's a short little path, but it's a wonderful connector trail and that sort of thing. And then you have statewide trails, And so I was wondering, does this affect trails on every level, or are there specific types of trails that are mostly affected?
Any kind of recreational trail is eligible for this money, and because there aren't a lot of funding sources for trails, I'd say most trails have probably relied on this funding source at one time or another. It's kind of like putting together a mosaic. You get a little money here, a little money there, and piece it together. And so everything from the big trails to that connect to state parks to little neighborhood trails rely on this type of funding.
Wow. So is there a deadline?
Well, there is a deadline. The outside deadline for the governor's decision is September 1st, but he could make the decision at any time to opt out of the program. So we're really encouraging all the folks that really love their trails in California to send a message to the governor's office. Please don't opt out of this program, and sooner the better.
Yeah, you were mentioning to me on the phone that Governor Brown may not even know all of this is going on at this point, that it's all maybe lower level stuff where this is being negotiated at this point.
I think that's true. That's what I understand. It's his staff in the Department of Finance and Business Transportation Housing Agency that are kind of leading the proposal. And I think Governor Brown is a trail user himself. He's a runner. He probably understands more than many how important the tourism and recreation is to California economy. So, I think we need to get his attention and make sure that we end up with a good result here. That we have recreational trails and we pursue active transportation as well. We need a balance.
Yeah, people do pick their travel destinations based on accessibility to areas, trails included. So, well, Laura Cohen with Rails to Trails Conservancy, where can people get more information on this?
Well, they can check our website at www.railstotrails.org, and the best thing is to there's a link where you can get involved and join our Action Alert Network, where we let people know when there's important things happening locally or in your state. And it's a great way to just stay connected and make sure your voice is heard.
Laura, thank you so much. Get out there and enjoy some of California's great trails this Memorial Day weekend. We should have some spectacular trail hiking weather. Not too hot, not too cold.
Absolutely. And to you, thank you so much.
All right, Laura, you take care. Stick around, everyone, because just after the commercial break, we are talking grilling. We're kicking off grilling season.